2019, I'm not aware that any organization was conducting virtual proceedings for major government activities.
No, even 2024, we still do virtual. I just attended a virtual event 3 days ago.
In 2019, that was before
I mean,
COVID.
in any year, they could have virtual. Virtual is not, it was just more pronounced during the COVID.
With due respect to you, sir, the Ministry of Justice did not conduct any virtual engagement.
No problem. We have asked for them to provide those supporting documents so we'll know.
Okay.
which
Thank you very
one
much,
is,
Chairman.
Yes.
And then on issue 5, we would like to state that, as I said earlier, that it was on the implementation of certain sections of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 for the South-South geopolitical zone. So all the resource persons were at the workshop on the invitation and at the expense of the Federal Ministry of Justice. And so we paid for them. So even those officers who came from various agencies of government, we paid for their participation in the conference.
Is that the standard practice?
Yes, sir. Sometimes we have to do that. Otherwise, you don't get participation, because then you start to get agencies saying we can't afford to.
Do you have a letter, the letter you sent to those agencies to nominate participants? Do you have it attached to your document here?
We probably, I will check. I will just confirm that.
Yeah, your DFA should just do that. We need that because
Yes.
we need that letter indicating in the letter that you have offered those agencies that you were going to be responsible for the payment of their DTA.
Yes, Chairman, I think it's also important that I add that usually when we have programs in Abuja, and that's the headquarters of most government offices, it's easy for them to send officers from Abuja to attend your programs. Now, normally we are categorical. We do not want officers from Abuja to come to the South-South. So we want you to nominate officers who are actually working within that region. And once you do that, most times they don't get paid because those regional offices don't get the kind of funding that is required for them to be able to fund their officers.
Can you give me an example of some of these agencies in reference?
Okay, sir.
For this particular conference?
Yes, sir. So sometimes we invite the Nigeria Police Force, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. I'm not sure which other one, but mostly security and law enforcement agencies.
Those were the agencies involved in this particular training program.
Yes, yes.
So and the letter you wrote to them is what the DFA is trying to get?
Okay, we will get them, sir. 17 to 18 of the bundle which we have attached. I could just read out.
Pages what?
Pages 17 to 18 of the bundle, the annexure to our letter, sir.
(17 to 18),
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we have the Solicitors General of the 6 states, Chief Registrars of the State High Courts in the zone, Deputy Chief Registrar, Chief Magistrates, Commissioners of Police, Controllers of Immigration in the zone, State Directors of State Security Service, 2 state chairmen per state of the Nigerian Bar Association in the zone, zonal heads of EFCC, ICPC, NDLEA, Legal Aid Council, and Human Rights Commission. Then civil society organizations working in the justice sector in the zone, then 3 staff of the Department of Public Prosecution from each of the state ministries of justice in the zone.
Yeah, we can see those lists.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So usually because it's from the zone, sometimes there's some difficulty for them to be able to sponsor their own participation. So this program is structured in such a manner, and we actually budget for the transportation of those who are to join.
Madam, the letter on page 21, is that the letter we're asking for? No, this one is for resource persons.
Yes.
No,
yes.
this
is an example of a letter. So this is to, I think this should be for a resource person.
Now, this one is even to resource persons.
This is to the DPO Utako police station, for instance. If you see the letter, on the left corner of the letter.
No, I mean the one you wrote to this
This is a different
participants or
program.
beneficiaries.
Okay, this one is for FCT. Okay.
The one you wrote to the beneficiaries.
We will get them, sir. I think the files will speak. If you see, this is
PAMSEC.
Metama.
PAMSEC, please. We need the letter specific to this particular issue that we're discussing.
Yes, I will do that. I think one of the letters is attached at page 25. 25, sir.
25.
To one Joseph Oti. Yes, sir.
No, this still, what's the difference between resource persons and participants?
So resource persons would be those who will be delivering the lectures.
Okay.
I know, I'm just, you know, I noticed that the letters they attached from page 21.
But
was
resource
for-
persons are not participants.
No, sir, no, they're not. Yes.
So,
we will get those.
we need the letter addressed to the participants,
Okay,
okay?
okay. We'll get
Of
some
all the
sample of
list
those letters.
you enumerated, the list of people you enumerated, we need a letter that is addressed, at least one or two of them.
Yes, yes, sir. That's clearly understood, sir. We'll ensure that it's provided.
And then let me ask, was this program handled by a contractor?
No, sir. It was handled by officials of the ministry, sir.
So how Auditor General,
Sam?
because there's something I'm seeing here on okay, maybe this is another matter, I don't know. There's one DivCom Global Concept Services Limited
On page what, sir?
on page is it 41? 41.
Sir, no, sir. This is a supply of photocopying machines.
That's what?
No, sir. This does not speak to the issue in the first query, sir.
Talks to another issue in the
Yes,
query.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so I was trying to ask the Auditor General that if you have a training of this magnitude, is it allowed by financial regulation that it should be done by, this is not even direct procurement, this is like internal arrangement of the organization. Yes, Auditor General.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Such is allowed because they are technical agencies that has to deal with some issues that are very specific. And right, the way she has mentioned some of the agencies that are relevant to the executions of some of those programs, it is accepted that they could organize such. But definitely such will be provided in the appropriation document for such to have taken place.
All right. So that letter that you wrote to these agencies to nominate participants and where you offered to pay their DTA and other expenses should please be provided to the committee.
So should I continue, sir, on
Go-
issue 1?
continue, madam. Just
or I should go
continue.
to issue 2?
No. Issue 1 is not yet sorted. Issue 1 is not sorted.
Yeah, I think okay. So on the items 6, 7, and 8, 6 and 7, we referred the distinguished committee to appendices on pages 3 to 5 and
Pages?
16, 3 to 5 on issue 6, sir.
Yeah, the one that has to do with alleged
Receipts
alteration
for-
of receipt.
Yes, sir. I don't see it on the documents that I have, and I don't know if the alteration was done by the person who issued the receipt himself. Maybe it's his handwriting, right? This is August. I don't see any alteration on the face of the documents, sir. Maybe it's my eyes. If you see the documents are on page 3, the receipts from Obolosin Transport, as well as the one from the Meridian Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort. On the face of the document, I don't see, or maybe I miss it, but I have not seen any indication that anything was altered.
Can we cite the original copies of these documents, madam? Can we cite the original copies of the hotel from Le Meridian Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort, as well as the one from Ogboluzin Transport Nigeria Limited?
Okay, we take note of the request of the committee.
You don't have them with you here?
No, sir. They were just photocopies we put together and attached to the bond.
Okay, please provide the committee with the original copies of this document for citing.